it's an interesting question how I actually came to Loyola. I'm one of 9 kids. My dad was a Navy fighter pilot. He didn't give us a lot of choices about what we were going to do. There was only one place I was going to high school, and that was Loyola High School. I can remember my first days at Loyola, you know, like it was yesterday.
It was magic in those days. We all came from someplace else. The diversity of the student body was incredible. Nobody knew who had money, who didn't have money, who was poor, who was black, who was yellow, who was green. It didn't matter.
Teacher by the name of Father Shank. He was our algebra teacher. The first day of class, he was the last class of the day. He came walking in. He was a big man. He went over, sat down on his chair. It was a 45-minute class. He didn't say a word to us. He didn't write his name on the blackboard, didn't say, he just stared at us. And I mean, it was stone cold silence in that room for 45 minutes. I mean, you couldn't wait until it was over. This guy was scary. But, you know, he set the tone. The bell rang, and he told us class was over, then we could go. But you knew that he had set the rules that day for the whole rest of the year. And I think the proof is in the pudding when we really thought that he was our best teacher. In that period of time, Loyola football, which is kind of what we all loved, was, you know, really at the top of its game.
He was a ferocious football player, and that was during the Bergdahl era.
I think we won 35 games in a row. There were no big egos. And I think that when you think about the success that we had during that period of time with the football program, you'd think, God, there's got to be a lot of big egos. There were no big egos. We had the good fortune to have some, you know, incredible athletes when I was here. But you learned to play on a team, and you learned to, you know, leave your ego at the front door.
Bill was, again, a selfless football player, so his blocking, he'd be black and blue every Saturday morning beyond belief.
You know, I've always said, for whatever success we've had in business and life and everything, that the people that I've seen that have really the greatest successes are the ones that are capable of playing on a team with each other.
Fast forward today, Bill is an innovator, a visionary, and a leader in the finance business generally, and within the real estate finance business more surgically. As he marshaled through all the businesses, as he got to Kennedy Wilson, and then pushed Kennedy Wilson from a small regional company to a global power, it was on the back of Bill McMorrow.
When he first began the company, he was doing it somewhat with credit cards, and at one point in the company's history, they were down to their last $50,000. Well, here you are, 25 years later after his running the company, and the company has a market cap on the New York Stock Exchange of between $450 and $500 million.
Because Bill had that unbelievable ability to dream, and then the incredible ability to turn that dream into reality by convincing a team that they could get there. And he did it in the US, he did it in Japan, he's done it every place.
I've been fortunate to do a lot of business in Japan over the last 20 years.
I remember one time he was invited years ago by the #1 golf club in all of Tokyo to become its first Anglo golf member. Bill, frankly, he's a horrible golfer. Part of the initiation ritual at this golf club was that you had to play a round of golf with the billionaire owner of the golf club. Bill hit him with a golf ball.
Yeah.
Bill McMorrow just went on the board here at Loyola High School. We put him on the board specifically because he's someone who was formed in profound ways here at Loyola High School and uses that formation to make the world a better place. He credits Loyola with really forming him into the man he is and wants to continue to give back to these young men to make sure that they have that same formation.
And we've said a lot of times, if life would be different in a lot of ways at every event, but for me and for Bill, if we wouldn't have come here, it could have been a disaster.
I think today, and even then as I'm thinking about it, you know, it was very much that group of people that really watched out for each other.
He brings this contagious, infectious, sort of excited vision for the school and pushes us all to think bigger about what Loyola is and what Loyola can become.
So what I find the most unique aspect of him, in light of all those incredible attributes that he's got, is his selfless generosity of spirit and availability of himself.
This is a person who will always put your interests ahead of his. This is a remarkable man.
You realize you have to be willing to give back to the people and give back to the institutions that help make you whatever person you are. I tell you, when I think about this award, I really, more than anything, I think about my dad. And he would be incredibly proud